power of your tongue is crucial in a lot of things in life because as much as people might make it seem like it's overused or it doesn't matter as much or it's not that important, sometimes people can take it too far to an extent where they're acting like your life is going to end if you speak something into existence. But everybody's heard the term jinx, like you jinx yourself because you spoke into existence, and this is the power of tongue. So if this works for negative things, this can work with positive things as well. Now, I don't think you're just going to speak something into existence like, oh, I want to be rich, and then one day you're just going to wake up and have $1 million. I don't think that's how it works. But what I think the whole premise of power of your tongue or manifestation, speaking something into existence, it's more like you're filling yourself up with these thoughts, and from those thoughts, you're going to take certain actions based on those thoughts and beliefs that you put inside your own head. So if you're putting constant negative thoughts in your own head, that means the ability for you to try at that certain thing that you have that thought about is going to diminish, because when you fill yourself up with negative thoughts, you're not going to try as hard because you're already negative about it. That's just how it works. But if you're positive about it, this could help your ability to try. It keeps you more engaged. It's kind of like, this is like a kind of a completely different analogy, but for example, when you buy something that's super expensive, you put more time into it because you think, well, the price is so high, that means the value has to be even higher. So that means I'm bound to get something out of this. So I'm going to try at it. I'm going to take care of it, whatever the thing is that you're buying. But if you buy something worth $2, the value of it is very, very low, which means you won't try as hard or you won't care about it as much. So think of it like as your thoughts are like a value. Negative thoughts have a very, very low price point. Positive thoughts have a very, very high price point. But you can have those thoughts, but you got to have the belief. You actually have to truly believe in the thing that you're thinking about. So everybody can think about making $1 million, but only a certain percentage of people can believe that they will make that $1,000 or $1 million, my bad. They'll think, you have so many people that will think that, yes, you can make $1 million. Then you have the beliefs that set in where, yes, I can make $1 million personally. And then you have the action starters. So if you realize there's a pattern, the percentage goes down the more narrower you get. So if you're starting off as you just think about it, you're in the 90% of people think it's possible. And let's say, and I don't know the statistics, I'm just putting out numbers. So these aren't like precise or anything, but I'm just saying to give an example. So let's say 90% of the population thinks, yes, it's possible to make $1 million. Well, let's say 15% believe they could make $1 million. 1% will make $1 million because they took action. Or also, I should say this, 5% will take action on that thing to make $1 million. 1% of those people are going to make the $1 million because they have different things than other people. So basically what I'm saying is the power of your tongue, manifestation, it's all important. I truly do not think you just sitting there and praying, whether it's praying to God or whatever, that you want to be a millionaire. Is it just going to fall into your hands? No, that's not how it works. It's never worked that way. It never will. Yes, there's people that get lucky, but even then, it's luck. I personally am a believer myself. I think what God does is he doesn't give you what you want. He gives you what you need. So if your goal is to become a millionaire, become financially free, or whatever that case may be, he might continuously put the thought in your head of what to do to get to that point. It's up to you on whether or not you're going to take action on it and actually do the thing that you're constantly getting told to do. So it's not a one side or one person does 100%. That's not how that works with a relationship. It's not God does 100% of it and you do 0. There's two sides. He gives you the tools. It's your job to take the action and use those tools to your advantage to achieve whatever it is that you want. I'm kind of getting off track, but power of tongue is very important. Stop speaking negative things into your life. Truly. The whole reason why the whole jinx thing came above is because when people say something like, oh, well, you might get into an accident, or you're going to get into an accident because you did this, and then it happens, they say you jinxed yourself. You spoke it into existence. And I don't know if there's science behind it or not, but it's happened to me a lot where if somebody speaks something into existence, especially if it's negative, it would usually happen, not right after, but you'll notice like they'll say something at the beginning of the day, and at the end, something crazy that they literally said was going to happen happens. That's the whole thing. So what I think is, if this can happen with negative things, why can't it not happen with positive? So maybe instead of speaking so much negative out into your life, maybe start speaking positive things. I'm not saying that it's all going to happen. I'm not saying because you say you're going to be a millionaire and when you're 20, is that going to happen? No, I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying it's better to have these positive thoughts to get you going and you start there, rather than you're trying to build a house on a terrible foundation. If you understand what I'm saying. You're building a house on a horrible foundation, and that foundation that is terrible is these negative thoughts. You want this thing, but you're telling yourself constantly that you're not going to be the one to do it. You'll never have the chance to do it. You'll never have the chance to do anything. How are you supposed to build on that? You can't. So, just like you can't build a house on a terrible foundation, start from the foundation and go up. Build on that foundation. Start really training your mind to think more positively, and not just about success, but just life in general. You are lucky to be here, so you should take advantage of what you have. There are so many people in your shoes that would dream of you simply being able to get up out of your bed and walk is a blessing. So learn to stop being so, what's the word? Selfish, maybe. Not necessarily selfish, but learn to appreciate what you have more and continue from there. You're lucky to even be here. If you're in a bad job, you're lucky to even have a job. You're lucky to not be living out on the streets. Now, am I saying if you're in a situation that you don't love, should you stay in it? That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying you should do better for yourself, but start at a foundation that is positive, not negative. A lot of people that either grow up poor or whatever, they think that that's their destiny. It's meant for them. There's no like workarounds. There's no getting out of it. You are guaranteed to be poor. That is not true. Not at all. Same thing with a rich person. You think that if some kid grew up with a rich family, he's guaranteed to be rich. That is not true either. Obviously, depending on their parents, they might fund them. They might give them whatever they want. Sure, that happens. You got trust fund babies, all that, but there's a lot of idiots out there that will just throw their money away, and then next thing you know, they're filing bankruptcy, or they're broke, or they don't have money because they were done with their money. It happens all the time. So don't think that just because you were set in this certain position that is meant for you. You can decide what is meant for you. It's your life. Nobody can sit here and dictate it for you. So when you're creating this new life of yours, or maybe you're like me and you're jumping into life, you're getting out of high school, getting out of college, you're starting to create your own life. You should be the one creating it, nobody else. People can give you advice all they want. It's up to you to whether or not you take that advice, but don't let them control your life, even if it's your parents, because they're not going to live with you the entire life. You will live with you for your entire life. So focus on what you want to do with your life. Just be smart about it. Take risks. Don't take dumb risks, but take smart risks. Be smart about what you do with your life and how you go about things. But you thinking that you can't do something is doing no benefit to you whatsoever. So you might as well train your brain to process more positively about things. Even something as little as you waking up this morning. Because I think the statistics is literally you have a 1 in like a trillion chance of even being born. So Imagine everything that had to happen for you to still be here. That is a blessing. Take advantage of it. Stop being so, just appreciate it more. And now that you have the ability to be here and walk around, take advantage of it and do what you want to do with your life. You're here for however long it is till you die. Might as well make it the best life you could possibly have. So start speaking more positively about things, life, whatever. Appreciate being able to go outside, appreciate nature, appreciate the house you live in, appreciate the family you have around you. Everybody has tough times, and I understand that some people aren't blessed with a nice family. I get it. You're not blessed with certain things that other people have. But I'm telling you, no matter how negative your life is, try to think more positively as hard as possible. And I think once you start getting out of that negative mindset, it's really going to help you a lot in everything that you do in life. You have nothing to lose. When you think positive about everything, even little tiny things that might not even matter, it changes a lot because you just appreciate you. You appreciate yourself a whole lot more. And when you appreciate yourself a lot more, you start to believe in yourself a lot more, which then making $1 million might seem a little more possible. Even if it's a 1%, you got to remember, the reason why it's the 1% is because most people are not willing to do that. Half of America is fat. Half of America is obese. Half of America is not healthy. But maybe you go to the gym. Maybe you watch your diet. Maybe you watch what you eat. Maybe you can run. You are above the 50% already. So think about it that way. Do you have discipline? Do you have consistency? Do you have ideas? Do you have skills? Do you have talents? Do you have hard work? Do you have dedication? All these things. So remember, that is why they're the 1%. They do stuff that no one else does. So to start thinking positively about everything. Even negative stuff, try to always find the positive in it, and I promise your life will become way better. You'll have a way better outlook on life. But power of tongue, it's really important. But other than that, life isn't too short to make a change.